Morning, students. Welcome to the online classes in physics for standard 12th. Last few classes we discussed about the topic magnetism. So before I proceed further to today's topics, let me first briefly recapitulate what so far we have discussed. The first thing that we had discussed in this particular chapter of magnetism was Biot-Savart law. If you have an element through which there is some current, length of the element is suppose dl. Then we define dl vector as a vector of length dl pointing in same direction as the direction of current. That is always along the tangent to the wire, we say. And this is the point where we wish to find the magnetic field. This vector we call as r vector. So at this point, the magnetic field is given by this formula, mu naught by 4 pi. The magnitude will be I dl sine theta by r square, where theta is the angle between this ideal vector and this r vector. I should point it out, this one. This angle should be taken as theta. Based on this Biot-Savart law, we have done some derivations. We have done the derivation for magnetic field due to a finite wire, which was mu naught I by 4 pi d sine theta 2 minus sine theta 1. You can check it out in the earlier classes, where theta 1 and theta 2 are the angles as indicated. And using this formula, we have taken different cases. For example, one of them was for infinitely long wire, the magnetic field at distance d is having a value mu naught I by 2 pi d. Instead of infinitely long wire, if we have semi-infinite wire which is infinitely long, but you are standing at its end somewhere over here, this distance is d. Here you have seen that the magnetic field comes out to be half of this value. So mu naught I upon 4 pi d. Then we had also used this particular Biot-Savart law to find magnetic field on the axis of a circular current carrying loop. Here the magnetic field at a distance x from the center on the axis is given by the formula mu naught I times square of the radius by twice of r square plus x square to the power 3 by 2, and its direction in this figure, it's along I cap. uh, you know which rule we have to use. If we reverse the direction of current in the loop, the direction of magnetic field will also be reversed. It will become minus I cap. So करंट के बदलने से आपका मैग्नेटिक फील्ड भी डायरेक्शन रिवर्स करेगा. Okay. Now let us quickly see, students. This direction of current produces magnetic field which I have indicated by dot on its right and cross on its left. Suppose this is a wire, and in this wire there is some current flowing upward. Then you have to hold the conductor in your right palm and then the fingers curl in the direction of magnetic field. We say the magnetic field lines due to this current carrying straight wire should be concentric circles with their centers lying on this particular axis. Now, easily we can verify that these magnetic field lines are circular by using a simple activity. So let's see that particular activity. A very simple activity which you can try. Here I have a cell, I have a small magnetic compass, and I have a wire. So this segment, you can see this part, this part, this one. This part is almost like a straight segment. So I'll pass current between these 2 points, these 2 points. So there will be some current in this, and this current will produce magnetic field, and we will see that they are in circular form. So this part is straight. Now let's see the magnet. Could you see how it's changing its orientation? Yes. Here it's pointing in that direction. Here you see on this side it points in opposite direction. Here you see it's pointing in this direction. It will turn like a circle. Is this clear? Let me try to show it once again. See how it's turning. And from this way also. See. So this compass actually points, we say, in the direction of magnetic field. Then we have discussed about the magnetic field on the axis of a circular loop. This also we can, the direction of magnetic field on the axis is along the axis. Either it will be directed away from the center or towards the center. That will depend upon the direction of current, but it has to be along the axis. Now this can also be demonstrated uh, using a simple device. So let me try to show it to you. So this is a coil. This is a circular coil. Clear? Here there is a wire that is wrapped over this particular platform, and through this wire, if we pass some current, then it will have some magnetic field at the center. Now at the center, we can see I have a compass. There is a compass over here, compass needle. So that compass needle should deflect under the influence of this particular magnetic field. So let us quickly see the pattern, the deviation in the compass needle. Okay, let's see students here what I have. This yellow colored circular part which you see, that is a wire. So we say it is a circular coil. Let me turn it and show to you. This is a circular coil. And the ends of the wire, they are connected to these four terminals. I will use two of them. So these two are the ends of the wire, suppose. And from there, I have taken just two wires for making my connections. These two ends I'll connect to a cell of 1.5 volt. So that will draw some current into this particular wire, and this will be then a current carrying circular loop. Here you can see this is a magnetic needle. So this is the needle, and you can see a red dot. That red dot is pointing approximately towards uh, north, we say. Actually, it points along magnetic north towards magnetic north of the earth. Along this magnetic north direction, I have placed a tube parallel to it just to give as a reference. So this white line is along north-south direction, magnetic north-south direction. This red dot will always point in the same direction under the influence of, we say, Earth's magnetic field. You saw, even if I am turning this, trying to turning the compass, since it is free to rotate, always this red dot will point in that direction. That direction. Okay. Why it is pointing in that direction? We say it is because of the influence of magnetic field of Earth. So in this region, there is some magnetic field. That magnetic field is not because of this wire, we say it is because of the Earth. I'll place this magnetic compass now safely over this stand so that it is almost at the center of this coil. So we have a compass at the center of this coil. Right now there is no current in this coil, and the compass, you can see it is pointing under the influence of only magnetic field. What would happen if I pass some current? Let's observe first. Observe to the position of a red dot, or to this needle also you can observe. Observe it carefully. See, when I pass the current through the coil, now there is some magnetic field to this coil, and you can see where is the dot pointing. Let me tilt it a bit. It is pointing in this direction. So it is pointing like so. Let me make it this one. Okay, now I'll stop the current just for your reference. Now in presence of current, when current was allowed to pass through this coil, the compass was pointing along this direction. In its absence, it is pointing, you can see, in this direction, parallel to this white bar. Why it is so? Now if you see this coil, at the center its axis will be like so. If you observe carefully, this bar or the position of the needle is not exactly along the axis. Why it is not exactly along the axis? Because we say it is under the influence of two magnetic fields. One magnetic field is due to the coil, and the other magnetic field is the Earth's magnetic field. Earth's magnetic field and the coil's magnetic field. Coil's magnetic field will be along the axis. The axis of the coil will be like so, this one. Under the influence of these two magnetic fields, the needle chooses to be along the direction of resultant magnetic field. Is it clear? Now, if we reverse the direction of current, then reversing the direction of current will reverse the direction of magnetic field at the center. So quickly see, I will reverse the polarity. First, I will keep this end to the negative terminal. Observe carefully to the needle. So it is deflecting in that sense. We cannot see the red part now. Now let me reverse the polarity of this cell and observe what happens. Yes, you can see the red part of this needle is pointing just opposite to the first case. It's not exactly opposite because it is being influenced by the Earth's magnetic field. So with this activity, it is clear that the magnetic field of a circular coil at the center is pointing along its axis. If you make this circular coil perpendicular, I know the direction of Earth's magnetic field, horizontal component of Earth's magnetic field. If I rotate it like so, such that this line becomes exactly parallel to the axis of the coil, then both these magnetic fields, the magnetic field of the coil and the magnetic field of the earth, would point along same direction. Either they will be parallel or they will be anti-parallel. Now, if both of them are in same direction, then there is no question of deflection in the needle. Let us observe that. Here I am connecting either the needle will point, the red dot in the needle will point that side or this side. Let's check it out. See, it is not showing any deflection. Why? Is there no magnetic field? Earlier it was pointing in the direction of magnetic field. Now when I connect the current, it is again pointing in the same direction because the magnetic field of this coil points in the same direction as the direction of Earth's magnetic field. Let me reverse the polarity. Something dramatic is going to happen. This time the magnetic field of the coil and that of the Earth will be in opposite direction. So the needle will point along that direction, which wins. Let's see which wins. Again, it's pointing in the along the same direction, clearly indicating the Earth's magnetic field is greater than the magnetic field of this particular coil right now at this. But the direction of the magnetic field of the coil always is along the axis. Next, students, we would like to discuss one very important topic, that is Ampere's circuital law. Now, before I give the actual statement, let us consider the following. Suppose we have a wire like so, perpendicular to the plane of board. ऐसा एक तार है, and in that wire there is some current flowing either towards you or into the board. Suppose the current is towards you, so I will represent it by dot. So what is this? This is a wire through which there is some current. Let that current be I, and that current I is flowing outward, out of the board perpendicular to it. Question: around this wire we make a circle, and I ask you to find closed circle or circular circle integral of magnetic field due to this wire for this particular loop. So this is question mark. Now this term might look very complicated for you, so don't panic. What does this mean is simply integral B dot dl along this loop. So this is called as line integral. Here I am specifically using the word circle because I have drawn a circle. समझते हैं पहले इसको. So क्या करना है? We have to move along this circle like so. Here you know the magnetic field direction is along the tangent. आपको पता है that if there is a wire, then due to that wire carrying current, the magnetic field lines are in the form of concentric circles. So the magnetic field direction is like so. Here it is in this direction along the tangent to this circle. So these are the directions for magnetic field. Here along the tangent, here also along the tangent. So like this you can draw the magnetic field vectors. Now wherever you are positioned, मान लीजिए आप यहाँ पर move a small distance dl, very small distance dl vector l, right? The dl vector is along the circle. बहुत छोटा सा जो हिस्सा होगा सर्कल का, that will be almost like a straight line. So b dot dl you need to find. Again here you come, magnetic field is along the tangent, move a very small distance dl vector, find b dot dl. Now because they are in same direction, b dot dl will become b into dl into cos 0 degree. Yes or no? Integration. And this circle in the integration means a closed loop है. अगर ये closed means what? From where you start, you have to come back to the same position. आपको वापस उसी position पर आना है. So this integral is called as closed circle integral of magnetic field. Let us see how much we get. Because b vector and dl vector are in same direction, दोनों का direction same होगा कहीं भी किसी भी point पर. That's why we have used cos 0 degree. Cos 0 is 1. So this becomes how much? Integral b dl. Now what is the value of b? Magnetic field due to a current carrying wire at this distance. Suppose this distance is r, radius of this circle. So you know b value is how much? Mu naught I by 2 pi. This wire we take it as a long. For long wire, what is the formula for magnetic field at distance d? You know, mu naught I by 2 pi d. So mu naught I by 2 pi, we will write r. This is the value of b, and then we have dl, and then we will integrate it. Closed loop integral, closed circle integral. Mu naught constant, 2 constant, pi constant, r constant, I is also constant. Everything will come out. So mu naught I upon 2 pi r will come out. We will be left with integration dl. Now what is integral dl? dl is a small length of the element. So dl, all the dl's if you add, you will get the perimeter of this circle, that is 2 pi r. तो यहाँ dl की जगह हम लोग क्या पुट कर देंगे? 2 pi r. So 2 pi r will cancel. The result, very important result that we get. The result which we'll get here, that will be called as Ampere's circuital law. क्या रिजल्ट हो जाएगा आपका? Closed loop integral b dot dl is equal to mu naught times I. This is the mathematical formulation for Ampere's circuital law. Now, this doesn't seem to be very difficult. I hope you have understood this. I will do some modification. Same wire, वही wire है. Same current I flowing along the length of the wire perpendicular to the board. आपके तरफ current जा रहा है. Dot. Instead of circle, if I have some peculiar shape, asymmetric face, which is not symmetric at all, ऐसा यदि कोई loop हो, in that case, will this formula hold true? Now that becomes a difficult thing, and there lies the importance of mathematics. Mathematics will deal with this particular situation. And after rigorous mathematical computations, it is seen that yes, indeed, it is correct for any loop. कैसा भी loop हो, this relation will be holding true. Here also same. Suppose, let me try to make you understand the direction of magnetic field as far as that is concerned. It will be always perpendicular to the line joining the element to the wire. Suppose at this point, if you draw a circle like this, you know, tangent to the circle will be the direction of magnetic field. Magnetic field tangential होगा उस circle का. So here the magnetic field will be like this. Then here the magnetic field will be perpendicular to this distance, like this. Here the magnetic field will be like this. So always magnetic field will be perpendicular to the line joining the wire to the um, point on the loop. Now what about dl vector? Our dl vector, if you see carefully here, dl vector is like this. There is some angle between dl vector and b vector. Here dl vector is almost in the same direction. Here dl vector is like so. So it's not necessary. For example, at this point, suppose this point पर dl vector is like this, but magnetic field will be perpendicular to this line. Magnetic field will be like so. In previous case, b and dl vectors, they were always pointing in same direction, but here there is some angle between them. But the work which we do here is similar to what we do here. Here we are getting theta is equal to 0 degree always. Here we will get fluctuating theta, theta 0, then 1 degree, then 10 degree, then 30 degree, sometimes 90 degree. It will depend upon the nature of the loop. But whatever be the case, ultimately when you find b dot dl, b dot dl, b dot dl for all the points, for the neighborhood of all the points, and when you add them, you get this integral closed. अब यहाँ circle नहीं कहेंगे, you will not call circle. I wrote somewhere. Now this loop will simply call as loop. So we'll write it as closed loop integral. Is it clear, students? Closed loop integral of magnetic field. Closed होना जरूरी है. The loop must be closed. If you start from one point, whatever be the trajectory, whatever be the path, किस रास्ते से भी आप जाइए, you have to ultimately come back to the same point. Closed loop integral of magnetic field means b dot dl integration and then this circle. इस circle का मतलब हो गया closed, will be equal to mu naught times I. Now some more insight. इसमें और कुछ समझने की बात जरूरी है. What is I here? I is that current which pierces through the surface enclosed by the loop. अब क्या कह दिया मैंने? I is current, net current that pierces or enters or exits through the surface, through the open surface. Very, very important. Not closed surface. Through the open surface enclosed by the closed loop. Now this language might seem very peculiar to you and confusing. Let me try at least to make you understand. Suppose I have a loop. This is a circular loop. We have to attach a surface to this loop. Suppose this is a loop. This is a closed loop. Okay. It is a closed loop. Now if I ask you to attach a surface, आपको ऐसा एक सरफेस चूज करना है जिसका बाउंड्री यही लूप होना चाहिए. दैट सरफेस मस्ट बी एनक्लोज्ड बाय दिस लूप. द इजीएस्ट थिंग टू डू इज टू चूज अ फ्लैट प्लेन. एक फ्लैट प्लेन थाली की तरह. इफ दिस इज सर्कुलर, सपोज इट इज सर्कल लाइक दिस, देन वी कैन चूज द सरफेस टू बी अ फ्लैट सर्कल whose boundary is this loop. But that is not compulsory. I can choose a surface which is not flat, rather curved. I can choose another open surface. For example, like this. This is my loop. This one. This loop in general we call it as Amperian loop. Okay. The loop is circular. If I wish, I could have taken this as the flat surface. That surface will be enclosed by this loop. But here, in this particular example, this surface is not flat, it is curved. Such a surface is also allowed. This surface also has the same boundary, this loop. And a flat surface like a plate will also have the same loop. In fact, it need not be this also. It can be of any irregular open surface, but its boundaries should be this one. And it should be open at this end. So this is the loop and this is the surface. Surface must be enclosed by the loop. When you move, आपको कहाँ घूमना है? आपको ऐसा नहीं घूमना है. To find this integration, as I told you, element by element you have to move. Where you have to move? You have to move along the loop. ये loop है आपका. Find b dot dl here. b dot dl, थोड़ा distance जाइए, फिर b dot dl निकालिए. Again find b dot dl, b dot dl, b dot dl, and then add. But when you find the I in right hand side, I is that current which pierces not through this loop but through the surface. I is the current that pierces through the surface, open surface enclosed by the closed loop. For example, if I have a wire like so, and suppose it enters here and leaves this surface over this region. Now here we have this one as the loop. So b dot dl, b dot dl we have to find along the boundary of this loop. Now suppose I have a wire. That wire carries some current, this wire. This wire enters and comes out of the surface. Here you can see at this point. So at the surface it pierces. It is not piercing at the flat surface. The flat surface is not necessary. If it were full flat, well and good, no problem. लेकिन यदि flat surface ना भी हो, that wire which carries current, ये जो तार है जो current enclose कर रहा है, that wire will somewhere cross the surface. कहीं ना कहीं वो surface को, किस surface को? That surface which has been enclosed by the loop, it will cross. So that current we have to write in this particular expression, and that's why this I generally people write it as I enclosed. To understand this, B dot dl, this integration is to be done on the loop, Amperial loop, and I enclosed is that current which pierces through the surface. Which surface? That surface which has been enclosed by the loop, that loop in which we are finding the integral. So you have to understand carefully the relation between the loop and the that is the boundary and the surface. So we must have an open surface enclosed by a loop or a boundary. Then we apply the Ampere circuital law. Now, having understood this particular law, let us try to find the magnetic field due to a thick wire, like so. Thick solid wire carrying some current I at points outside and inside it. So our next topic is magnetic field due to a thick wire, which is straight, of course, thick straight wire. So I have a straight wire like so. Again, I'll draw it in this fashion, perpendicular to the plane of board. And suppose this is the portion of the wire. Okay. Because it is thick, it will have some thickness. Let the thickness be its radius. I'll take it at suppose a, small a. First of all, I will find case 1, the magnetic field for points which are outside the wire. R is the distance from the center, we say. Center is this point, which we may call it as O. And this is the cross section of the wire. Cross section segment of the wire. So the wire is cylindrical, the cross section will be circular. That circular cross section has radius A. We have to find its magnetic field at some point, say this. The distance of that point is R from the center of the wire. Step number 1. From R, we'll first decide a loop. This loop we will call as Amperian loop. And along this loop, we have to find this integral. Which integral? In this case, you can say closed circle integral, but better you generalize the term closed loop integral. Now, this is the loop. Where is the surface? It's up to you. Whether you choose the surface as a flat or you choose it in the form of a box, like so. This is a box. So this is the loop part and this is the surface part. It's up to you. Let us choose flat plate as the surface. That is this one. Now we apply this Ampere's law. What is Ampere's law? Ampere's circuit law says the line integral of magnetic field along any loop enclosing some open surface is equal to mu naught times current enclosed by that surface. Now symmetry says this wire will have magnetic field, this wire will have magnetic field in a plane perpendicular to the wire in the form of concentric circles, you know. So at any point on this circle, the magnetic field will be directed along the tangent. This we have discussed earlier also. So the magnetic field is tangential. Since magnetic field by symmetry is tangential, it means it will be along dl vector, and therefore b dot dl vector will become b times dl times cos 0 degree. Cos 0 is 1, and that's why this becomes how much? B into dl. This is mere repetition of what we did over here. There is no difference mathematically between these two things. So what will be our next equation? So b dot dl I'll put here. That becomes how much? B into dl. Now b by symmetry, it is constant at all points. What is this distance? R. What is this distance? R. What is this distance? R. All the points on this Ampérian loop are at same distance from the wire. Therefore, b we will take it out of the integral, and we will be left with integration dl equals to mu naught times. Now, how much current is enclosed? I told let I be the current through this particular wire. Total I current is flowing through its cross section. So I enclosed is nothing but I. Now what is integration dl? We say 2 pi r. Integration dl is this perimeter of the Ampérian loop. This perimeter is 2 pi times radius, and this is equal to mu naught times I, and therefore B is equal to mu naught I upon 2 pi r. Now this magnetic field formula we have already derived using Biot-Savart law, but see the simplicity in the expression, in the derivation, in the process. But that simplicity has been because of a rigorous mathematical formulation which gave us a simple result: integral b dot dl is equal to mu naught times I. So this was the case 1, where we found the magnetic field at the point lying outside the wire. Now next one we will find magnetic field for points inside the wire. Same wire. So case 2. We have R less than A. So this is the cross section of the wire, and through this cross section there is current I. Radius of this circular cross section is A. Now instead of taking the point outside, now we have to take the point inside. Suppose here this distance we say is small r. To find magnetic field at this point, method will be similar. We will construct an Ampérian loop like so. Integration b dot dl will be computed over this loop. So this I'll call it as Ampérian loop. So Ampere's circuital law, it states integral closed loop integral magnetic field b dot dl is mu naught times I enclosed. Let B be the magnetic field here, then all the points are at same distance from this center of the wire. So symmetry considerations we can use, and we can tell that magnetic field at all the points on this Ampérian loop must be same. Not only that, also it must be tangential. So by symmetry arguments, we can say that magnetic field at all points on the Ampérian loop, at all the points on the Ampérian loop is what? It should have same value and is tangential. Okay, therefore this becomes, the left hand side becomes simply b times integration dl. We have seen this earlier also. Mu naught times I enclosed. Now what is I enclosed? See, the total current is I, This current I in this case flows through this much area. What is this area? Pi a square. Pi a square is the area of this big circle, the cross section of the wire. But we need to find current enclosed by the surface. Now, what is the surface? The surface will choose the flat part, this one. This flat circular plate encloses how much current that we have to write. So this was the Amperian loop, and this is the flat plate or flat surface, open surface. Through that flat surface, how much current is entering? That current which is in crossing this particular cross section we have to write. So what is this area? This area is pi small r square. This radius was small r. If in pi a square the current is I, in pi r square what will be the current that we have to find? So current flowing per unit area will be I by pi a square, that will multiply with pi r square. So pi cancels, I enclosed will become I times r square by a square. I hope it's clear to you, students. Next, we can simply put the value over here. So b integration dl becomes 2 pi r, length of this Amperian loop, is equal to I times r square upon a square. So r will cancel. So b becomes, I left mu naught. So mu naught times I times r upon 2 pi a square. Now see something very bizarre in this case. Here we observe that B was inversely proportional to R, the distance of the point from the center of the wire, from the axis of the wire. But here we find B is directly proportional to R. Completely different results in the two cases. And therefore, if you plot the magnetic field versus R graph, radius of the wire is A, so R is 0. This point I'll take it as A. So all these points correspond to points which are inside the wire. Beyond A, we have the points which are outside the wire. So before R is equal to A, that means for points inside the wire, we know, students, that the magnetic field is proportional to 1 by, directly proportional to R. Inside the wire, case 2, R less than A. So for R less than A, B proportional to R, so we must get a straight line. That means if you use this formula, at the center of the wire R is 0 and slowly R increases. So at the center of wire, since R is 0, B is 0. So we must have our graph starting from origin. And then it linearly increases with R till it becomes maximum at the periphery of the wire, of the boundary of the wire. So here at this point R is equal to radius, that is A. So this magnetic field, put R is equal to A, this will become mu naught I, A upon 2 pi A square, A will cancel, upon 2 pi A. Now the moment you cross this position, you come out of the wire. Now the moment you come out of the wire, the magnetic field becomes inversely related to the distance. So it will be like so, B inversely proportional to R. So in this part we have B directly proportional to R, and in the portion outside the wire we have B proportional to 1 by R. So this graph is also very important. So today, students, we discussed the Ampere circuital law. As I told, it's a very important tool. We'll discuss some more application of this particular law, that is while for using the Ampere circuital law for finding magnetic fields due to a toroid, solenoid, and so on in the next class. Okay. So today I'll stop here, students. I hope you enjoyed this particular lesson. Please make notes of them, try to understand them properly. And if you have any queries, you can put in the query link of school's website, www.davgumla.ac.in. So see you in the next class. Till then, take care, read well. Thank you, students.